How great would it be to record while you're driving without worrying whether you hit the record button or if your camera tips over or falls when you're driving? If you've been following my channel, you know I spend a lot of time on the road, whether it's exploring in my Jeep or traveling in my Class C RV. And if there's one thing I've learned, it's that having a reliable dash cam isn't just about capturing cool footage. It's about protection, peace of mind, and yes, capturing those incredible moments when you're out there solo. Today, I'm reviewing the Viofo A229 Plus 3-channel dash cam system that Viofo sent me to test out. And let me tell you, after using this in both my Jeep and my RV for the past few weeks, I have some thoughts to share. We're going to unbox this thing together. I'll show you how easy it is to install. We'll talk about video quality, day and night, and I'll share some real-world insights about using the system across multiple vehicles. So buckle up and let's dive in. First, let's talk about what the A229 Plus actually is. This is a 3-channel dash cam system, which means you're getting 3 separate cameras working together. You've got your front-facing camera that captures everything happening on the road ahead, an interior cabin camera that records what's happening inside your vehicle, and a rear camera that watches your back bumper. Now, why 3 channels? Well, for solo travelers like me, that cabin camera is invaluable. If you get pulled over, you have a complete record of the interaction. If you're in an accident, you have footage from every angle. And honestly, when you're recording your adventures, having that interior perspective adds so much to your content. The A229 Plus records in 2K resolution. And yes, they make a 4K version, but I specifically chose the 2K model, and I'll explain why when we talk about storage in a few minutes. All right, so let's see what you actually get when you order one of these. Opening up the box, Viofo really packs this thing well. Here's what's included. The front main camera unit. This is the brain of your operation. The interior camera with its connecting cable, and the rear camera also with its cable. A GPS mount that attaches to your windshield, power cables for your cigarette lighter or 12-volt outlet. In the package, you also get various mounting accessories, double-sided tape to keep everything tidy. Comes with this great user manual. It also comes with a quick start guide, but read the user manual first, which I'll be honest is well written and pretty straightforward. The build quality feels solid. These aren't flimsy plastic cameras that are going to rattle apart after a month on rough roads. Everything feels well constructed and durable, which is exactly what you want when you're investing in a system like this. And here's something cool. There's an optional hardwire kit for parking mode protection to connect the dash cam directly to your vehicle's fuse box. That way, when you park, the camera can still monitor for impacts or motion and save that footage. For people who park on busy streets or in public lots frequently, that's a huge feature. Let's talk installation. And let me tell you, this was way easier than I expected, since I'm not hardwiring, which means this is basically a plug-and-play setup. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is to clean the area with an alcohol prep pad. So in the book, it's very clear about where everything should go. It's not supposed to go on anything with defroster lines or anything that would block your vision. So I'm going to clear this little area right here on my windshield. On the driver's side is where the driver camera is supposed to go, the camera that would face me. So I'm going to clean that area off. So my intention to use this is to use the dash cam in both the Jeep and the RV and the front-facing camera. So this is the GPS piece that actually is what mounts on your dash, and then I bought another one on Amazon. I will leave this one in the Jeep, and there'll be another one in the RV. It snaps right in place, and I'll have 2, one for here and one for the RV. The GPS module is built into the mount, which is brilliant because it means your footage is automatically tagged with location and speed data. This can be incredibly valuable if you need the footage for insurance purposes or law enforcement. The other camera sticks onto the windshield. First thing I'm going to do is peel off this back on the camera, on the GPS part of it. And then while I'm here, I'm also going to take off the little covering for the actual camera part. And then I'm going to stick that right here where I just cleaned. Then on the one for the front camera, I'm going to peel this off and stick that up as well. So it's not in my line of vision. I cannot reposition the camera. Oh, yes, I can. I can reposition the camera. They give you a cigarette lighter adapter. They insist that you only use their cigarette lighter adapter. So that is what I will do. It did not take very long to install, maybe 15 minutes, and that's because I was recording. Very simple to install, and we are ready to go. The rear camera installation is similar. I mounted mine on the inside of my rear window. Again, the cable runs from the main unit, and with the Jeep, I tucked it along the header, under the sun visor, and down the pillar. No drilling, no permanent modifications. Finally, plug the power cable into your 12-volt outlet. Route it neatly so it's not in your way, and you're done. Seriously, from start to finish, this took me maybe 30 minutes, and I was taking my time. Power on, and the system boots up. It's that simple. When I start the car, this comes on automatically. You can see there's 3 lights. Recording. 3 channels started. There's a screen on the front camera unit that shows you what each camera is seeing, which is super helpful for aiming and adjusting. One thing I really appreciate about this system is how easy it is to reposition the camera. This adjustability is crucial because every vehicle is different. What works in my Jeep might not work in your sedan or truck. The fact that I can fine-tune everything without removing and remounting anything is a huge win. Let's talk about something super important: storage. The system uses a micro SD card, and I'm running a 64 gigabyte card. With the adapter that came with the micro SD card, I can just plug that right into my computer and save it to my external hard drive so it doesn't take up room on my computer. Now, here's why I chose the 2K version over the 4K. With all 3 channels recording simultaneously, I get about 1 hour of recording time per channel before the system starts overwriting the oldest footage. That's continuous loop recording. The camera is always saving, and when your card is full, it just records over the oldest files unless you've saved them. Now, if you went with 4K on the front camera, that recording time would be significantly shorter. We're talking maybe 30 or 40 minutes before overwriting. And for me, that's not enough buffer. And if I'm on a long drive and something happens, I want to make sure I have plenty of runway before that footage gets overwritten. Could you use a larger card? Absolutely. The Viofo A229 Plus supports up to 256 gigabyte cards, which would give you significantly more recording time. But here's the thing: 64 gigabyte hits a sweet spot for me between capacity and cost, but it provides enough recording time that I've never had an issue. One important note: when the camera detects an impact through its G sensor, or when you manually save a clip using the voice command or remote, those files are locked and won't be overwritten. They're stored separately, so your important footage is always protected. All right, the moment of truth. How does the footage actually look? I'm going to show you examples from different scenarios, and you can judge for yourself. This is daytime footage from the front camera. The 2K resolution is crisp. I can easily read license plates, street signs, and see details in other vehicles. The colors are accurate, the exposure is balanced, and even when I'm driving toward the sun, it handles the dynamic range pretty well. The cabin camera in daylight is equally impressive. You can see facial details clearly, and it captures enough of the interior to show what's happening without feeling overly invasive. The rear camera gives you a clear view of what's behind you. Again, license plates are readable, and you get a good sense of distance and positioning. Now let's talk night performance, because this is where a lot of dash cams fall apart. I'm genuinely impressed with how the A229 Plus handles low light. The front camera uses Sony Starvis sensors, which are specifically designed for low light performance. In well-lit areas like city streets, the footage is excellent. You're getting clear images, readable plates, and good detail. Even on darker roads with just my headlights, it maintains impressive clarity. The cabin camera at night uses infrared LEDs. You can see that subtle glow from the camera, and the IR is doing its job. Even with my interior lights off, you can see the details inside of the cabin clearly. The rear camera at night is decent. It's not as detailed as the front camera, but you can still make out vehicles behind you and their headlights. For accident documentation, it's more than sufficient. Each camera records audio, and you can toggle audio recording on or off with a button on the dash cam itself, which is great if you have passengers in your car and don't want to record the conversation, or through the app, which we'll talk about in a minute. The audio is clear enough to pick up conversations inside the video and sounds outside, like sirens or horns. The microphones do a good job of filtering out constant road noise while still capturing important sounds. In fact, I'm recording a lot of this video using the audio and video from the Viofo camera. Here's a feature I use constantly: voice commands. You can control the dash cam without taking your hands off the wheel or your eyes off the road. The commands are simple and work reliably. Take photo to capture a still image, turn on screen or turn off screen, video start to manually record, lock the video to protect the current recording from being overwritten, and turn audio on or turn audio off to toggle microphone recording. So let me show you. If I'm driving and I see something I want to capture, maybe a beautiful view or an interesting situation, I just say lock the video, and boom, that video footage is locked and protected. The voice recognition works well even with road noise and the radio playing at moderate volume. It's not perfect. Sometimes you need to speak clearly at a reasonable volume, but it works far more often than it doesn't. This camera has so many features, including time-lapse recording, that I'll be sharing with you in future videos as I'm still learning everything it can do. The Viofo app is how you access all the settings and features on your dash cam. The camera creates its own Wi-Fi network and you connect your phone to it. Then you can control everything through the app. The interface is intuitive. You can view live feeds from all three cameras simultaneously, which is great for checking your camera angles. You can download footage directly to your phone, which is super convenient if you need to share something immediately. But here's one of my favorite features: customizable recording intervals. Out of the box, the system records in 1-minute segments. Each minute gets saved as a separate file, which means you end up with a lot of individual files to manage. I changed mine to 10-minute segments, which gives me longer continuous clips and fewer files to sort through. You can set it anywhere from 1 minute to 10 minutes, depending on your preference. You can also adjust video quality settings, turn the G sensor sensitivity up or down, adjust exposure, turn the parking mode features on or off, and even update firmware right through the app. The app requires Wi-Fi connection, which means you'll need to be relatively close to your vehicle, but that's pretty standard for dashcam systems. Overall, it's a well-designed app that gives you complete control. Viofo also includes a physical remote control, and honestly, this little device is brilliant. It's about the size of a key fob, and you can stick it anywhere in your vehicle with the included mount. I have mine right on my dashboard. The remote has a single button, one press, and it saves the current recording, locking it from being overwritten. It's even simpler than using voice commands, and it works instantly. Why is this valuable? Imagine you're driving, you witness an accident or something important happens, and you want to make sure that your footage is saved. You don't need to look away from the road, fumble with your phone, or even say anything. Just reach over, press the button, and you're done. For safety and convenience, this remote is an underrated feature that I find myself using all the time. Now, here's my real-world use case. I have a Jeep for daily driving and exploring, and I have my Class C RV for longer trips. I wanted one dash cam system that I could easily move between both vehicles. Removing the system is simple. The front camera pops out of the GPS mount with a quick release. I can disconnect the cabin and rear cameras, unplug the power, and I'm done. The whole removal process takes maybe 5 minutes. The GPS mount uses strong adhesive, and you don't want to be removing and reattaching that constantly. Viofo sells the GPS mount separately for about $16 on Amazon. So here's what I did. I bought a second GPS mount and I installed it right in my RV. Now I have a permanent mount in each vehicle, and I can just move the front camera and cabin camera between them. I could buy separate power cables to leave in each vehicle, but it's easy enough to move everything and just plug in and go. This setup works perfectly. I can swap the entire system between vehicles in under 5 minutes, just like when I move my toll responder between vehicles. And everything fires up perfectly because the GPS mount is already positioned perfectly on each windshield. For someone who uses multiple vehicles regularly, having this flexibility without needing to buy a complete second system is fantastic. The extra $16 for a second GPS mount is absolutely worth it. Before we wrap up, let me mention a few other things that might be important to you when choosing a dash cam system. GPS tracking. Every piece of footage is stamped with your exact location and speed. This data is embedded in the video file, so if you ever need to prove where you were or how fast you were going, it's all there. You can even view this data overlaid on your footage when you play it back on a computer. On the app, you can change how you want the stamped footage to look, as well as connect the date and time right to what shows on your phone. Parking mode. Even though I haven't hardwired mine, if you do choose to hardwire the system, it will monitor for impacts and motion while you're parked. If someone hits your vehicle while it's parked in a parking lot and drives off, you'll have the footage. This requires the hardware kit because it draws power directly from your vehicle's electrical system. Loop recording reliability. I mentioned this earlier, but it's worth emphasizing. The system manages loop recording intelligently. It won't overwrite protected files, and it distributes recording evenly across all 3 channels, so you're never losing important footage. As a solo traveler, I can't stress enough how valuable having a comprehensive documentation system is, whether it's dealing with insurance after an accident, having evidence if you're wrongly accused of something, or just capturing amazing moments on the road. This system has become essential to how I travel. All right, so here's my bottom line on the Viofo A229 Plus 3-channel dashcam system. With the Viofo A229 Plus dashcam, you're getting an incredibly robust system. 2 cameras recording simultaneously in up to 2K and a rear cam in 1080. Excellent day and night video quality, GPS tracking, reliable build quality, and features like voice commands and a physical remote that actually make a difference in daily use. The fact that I can easily move it between my Jeep and my RV with just an extra GPS mount is huge for my use. Having that peace of mind every time I drive, knowing that if something happens, I have footage from every angle is invaluable. Whether you're a solo traveler like me, someone who wants protection after an accident, or you just want to capture your adventures without fussing with recording equipment, this system delivers. Is it perfect? No dashcam is perfect. The Wi-Fi only app connectivity means you need to be near your vehicle to change settings. The adhesive GPS mounts are strong, which is good, but it also means you're committed once you stick them down. And while 2K resolution is excellent, if you absolutely need 4K, you want to look at their higher end models and invest in larger storage cards. But for most people, and especially for anyone who values ease of use, reliability, and comprehensive coverage, the A229 Plus is an excellent choice. I genuinely use this system every time I drive, and it's become one of those pieces of equipment I don't think twice about. It just works. I put the links in the description below to the A229 Plus dashcam, the extra GPS mount if you want to move it between vehicles like I do, recommended micro SD cards that work well with the system, and any other accessories I mentioned. If you found this review helpful, please give it a thumbs up. And if you have questions about the dashcam or how I use it, drop them in the comments below. I read every comment and I'll answer what I can. And if you're new here and you're into solo travel, RV life, Jeep adventures, or just honest gear reviews, consider subscribing. I post new content every week and I'd love to have you along for the ride. Until next time, stay safe out there, keep those cameras rolling, and I'll see you in the next video.